The women's college basketball season is over. We just witnessed a title game matchup with two schools in the championship game for the first time. LSU, they came away winning its first national championship, dropping Iowa 102-85. So joining me to break it down is one of the best covering women's hoops. She's been on here with me before, the founder of Girls Talk Sports TV. That would be Khristina Williams. Khristina, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Dexter, and yeah, lots of exciting basketball today. And as you mentioned, LSU, they won their first championship in the program's history.
Yeah, they did. Really exciting times for women's basketball. We're going to talk about all of it. And look, we saw an incredible shooting display from downtown in the first half against Iowa. Head coach Kim Mulkey wins a national championship with LSU in just her second season with the school. They had a 9-13 record 2 seasons ago. How impressive is this turnaround for this LSU program?
This is a huge turnaround for the program. Obviously, we know that some of the best women's basketball players have come out of LSU over the years, and Simone Augustus and Sylvia Bowles. But for Mulkey to come into this program and in just 2 seasons, bring the first championship to the program in its title history, that's gonna be amazing for the program in terms of the future recruits who want to play for this program as well. An impressive performance from Angel Reese, who broke a record today in the most double-doubles in NCAA tournament history. Just great basketball on both sides of the ball and in both teams. And kudos to Caitlin Clark as well. She had a great run this season as well.
She had an amazing run. We'll talk about her a little bit later. On social media, Khristina, so much of the talk during this game, the championship game, was about the officiating. In your eyes, did the officiating in this game overshadow the performance that we saw from LSU?
Listen, I was tuned in on social media, seeing reactions during the game from the fans and coaches and other college players as well. And yeah, I think that the refs, they definitely had a hand in determining some of these games, and it shouldn't be about them. I tweeted myself, I said, just let them play. The refs shouldn't make it about themselves. But on both ends of the floor, I felt for both teams, I feel like, there was some unfair calls called on for both teams. But, at the end of the day, LSU won. They were the better basketball team today on both defense and offense. And so, it's tough feat when you have to try to play against the refs as well. But LSU got it done today.
Yeah, they never want to have to go against the refs as well, too. That's what nobody ever wants to do. You mentioned Caitlin Clark and her great tournament. She really showed out here. But the junior, she's not eligible for the WNBA draft. She will return. She arguably will be the biggest star in women's college basketball next season. Do you think she can get back to this stage again in 2024?
Absolutely. I mean, you mentioned the 2024 draft. That is going to be a loaded draft class with some of the players that are coming out. You actually have players this year who are saying they're going to take their 5th year of eligibility. But yeah, Caitlin Clark makes women's basketball exciting. We saw that the ratings were sky high in the tournament. We saw that, attendance in the game and arena broke records as well. So I think that what she's doing in her performance and her level of play is great for growing the game of women's basketball. And I believe that she'll be back next season.
Well, all right, we'll see what she does next and obviously what she does after women's college basketball. And you talked about the growth of women's college basketball, Khristina. Women's basketball as a whole continues to grow. We saw that in the Final Four as the 2 semifinal games were the most watched semis in NCAA history. You've been covering the tournament and the Final Four. You're constantly around the sport. What is it like to witness the growth of women's basketball in real time?
Honestly, it's like a breath of fresh air to see people just appreciate these athletes for what they can do on the court, and regardless of whether they're a man or a woman, they're just playing basketball and they're playing it at the highest level. And we've seen, as you said, record numbers. The semifinals averaged 4.5 million viewers, and I expect that today's championship game will probably top those ratings as well. Most talked about thing all over social media was this championship game. And so as the game continues to grow and people continue to keep their eyes on it, people will start to invest in the women's game. And that's all we're asking, is for people to watch, to tune in, and to invest in women's sports for the greater good of the game. So I'm excited for the future of women's sports with stars like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Aaliyah Boston, Paige Beckers. We can go on and name, a list of talent that we have right now. But, it's growing, and it's a breath of fresh air to be able to see the game grow in this way.
As you said, people are watching now. It's about people investing in the sport. We hope to see that down the road. That is Khristina Williams, the founder of Girls Talk Sports TV, always doing a great job covering women's hoops. Khristina, good to see you. We will talk again very soon, I'm sure.
Thank you. Always good to see you, Dexter.